On the news, Nigeria mandates e-registration for foreigners. U.S. demands implementation of visa-free / for citizens. Congo Ebola outbreak worsens as death toll climbs above 2,000. Many thanks for joining us on News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I am Anetta Felix. Foreigners residing in Nigeria must sign up for the Migrants e-registration program. This is a fresh directive from the federal government of Nigeria. The e-registration exercise requires all non-Nigerians to capture their biometric information within 90 days of entering the country. Assistant Comptroller General of Nigeria's Immigration Service, Mohammed Alfa, says the move has become necessary following the directive given by President Muhammadu Buhari. President Buhari had in July 2019 given migrants in the country a period of 6 months to be accredited as permanent residents in Nigeria. According to President Buhari, the move is instrumental to Nigeria's goal of achieving internal security and national development. Despite a $110 slash in visa application for U.S. citizens, Nigerians will still have to pay extra to get a U.S. visa. In a statement released on Friday, the U.S. State Embassy in Nigeria says it will continue to charge Nigerians reciprocity fees as it is yet to receive any diplomatic communication regarding a new fee schedule for Americans seeking Nigerian visas. It stressed that until the directive is received and implemented, the reciprocity fees for approved visas to the United States will remain in place. The U.S. had on Tuesday said effective from Thursday, August 29, 2019, Nigerians applying for tourism, student and business visas will not only pay the 59,200 naira fee, but will still have to pay an extra $110 after the visa has been issued to them, bringing the total cost to 99,900 naira. The embassy said in a statement that the increment was done based on reciprocity. Former Attorney General of the Federation, Michael Aonduaka, says the gas contract awarded to Process and Industrial Development Limited, PNID, was not approved by the Federal Executive Council. Aonduaka was Nigeria's chief law officer in 2010 during the administration of Umar Musa Yar'Adua when the contract was signed. In an interview with online medium The Nation, the former AGF says he was not aware of the contract. The development is coming hours after the federal government announced that it would enter into negotiations with the company to reach a reasonable agreement. In 2010, PNID entered into a 20-year gas and supply processing agreement with the federal government to build a state-of-the-art gas processing facility in Calabar. But the agreement flopped after the company accused the Nigerian government of breaching the contract. One of the Federal Bureau of Investigation's most wanted suspected fraudster, Oyedinro Joseph, has been arrested by the EFCC. The 36-year-old was arrested in Ilorin, Kwara State. Zonal head of the commission, Sharu Ishaku, at a news briefing on Friday, said the suspect had benefited from about 60 million naira loot via Western Union transfer. He revealed that the zone had traced 4 properties linked to some cybercrime suspects in choice areas at Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State. Ishaku said the properties include supermarket and plaza with market value of between 800 million naira and 1 billion naira. The FBI had arrested no fewer than 77 Nigerians in the USA who were indicted for internet fraud and cybercrime-related offenses amounting to millions of dollars. Barely 24 hours after the Federal High Court freed aide to former President Goodluck Jonathan, Warimapo Owe-Dufada, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, AFCC, has formally filed its notice of appeal, challenging the judgment. Jodafa was freed alongside a banker, Iweju Joseph. The notice of appeal, which is pursuant to Section 241 Subsection 1A of the 1999 Constitution is premised on 9 grounds of appeal. It lists the Federal Republic of Nigeria as the appellant and Judafa and Iwojo as respondents. According to the EFCC, the trial judge, Justice Mohammed Idris, erred in law by discharging and acquitting the respondents on counts of conspiracy. The EFCC is therefore seeking an order of the court convicting the respondents as charged and sentencing them as prescribed by the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 as amended and the EFCC Act of 2004. National and state houses of assembly petition tribunals sitting in Lafia and Nasarawa state capital has struck out the petition challenging the election of Umaru Tanko Almakura as the senator representing Nasarawa South Senatorial District. Suleiman Adokwe, candidate of the PDP, had approached the tribunal challenging Almakura's victory on grounds that the poll was marred by various irregularities. According to Adokwe, these include non-compliance with Electoral Act, intimidation of voters, unlawful cancellation of votes, and malpractice in the election. Ruling on the matter, the presiding judge, David Ugo, said the petitioner failed to prove that the respondent has not scored the highest lawful votes cast at the election. He also maintains that the petitioner has failed to provide witnesses from the various polling units to prove their allegation. Ahead of the upcoming governorship elections in Kogi and Bayelsa states, the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, has released a report on the gray areas that needs to be addressed. In the report released in Abuja on Thursday, the CDD said collation of results from the ward level have been a recurrent issue affecting the credibility of all elections since 1999. They also harped on logistics, which forms an important part of elections. The CDD is advocating for better logistics that will make the Kogi and Bayelsa election credible and successful.
Management of logistics is very, very key, especially when you are talking in terms of collation process. Logistics from the ad hoc staff who are putting together all these results to ensure that they have made comfortable enough, they have transportation to take them to the collation center, to ensure that they have lighting so that they are able to properly collect, that they are not even fatigued while doing this, and everything that is actually provided for in terms of security gets to them, and all electoral materials are adequate at that point. But what is also very important is that the rules should actually be clear and follow when it comes to INEC. The rules should be clear and follow. We have to know what exactly how the process. Are people meant to go directly from the polling unit to the ward level, from the ward level to the local government level, state level, and in the presidential election, we come to the presidential collation center. One should not actually be jumped in favor of the order, or things will take when people do not even know what this process really has. It is not timely done. It allows for a lot of manipulations or perception of manipulations.
Inspector General of Police IGP Mohammed Adamu has ordered that special attention be given to the security of worship centers in the country. Adamu gave the order while reacting to the death of David Tanko, a Catholic priest who was burnt alive in Taraba State on Thursday. The priest ran into his killers along Wukari Road while heading to Kufai Amadu village. In a statement, police spokesperson Frank Umba quoted the police IG as directing the State Commissioner of Police to fish out Tanko's killers. The IGP further directed the DIG in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, FCID, to provide additional forensic and other investigative assets to the Taraba State Command to aid investigations into the incident. The police boss has also ordered the deployment of police aerial surveillance helicopters to major cities in the southwest and northwest of the country. Meanwhile, the federal government has taken delivery of a calibration aircraft to provide navigational aids across Nigerian airports. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika announced this on Twitter on Friday. He says the aircraft will help make Nigeria's airspace safer. Sirika says the decision to procure the aircraft was because during the reconstruction of the Abuja airport, the need to recalibrate all the landing aids at the time became apparent. He also expressed happiness that they wouldn't have to contract the calibration project to South Africa or Niger at a cost of $500,000 every 6 months. According to Serika, Nigeria has not had such aircraft in the last 2 decades. African leaders are fueling the migration crisis rocking the continent. A parliamentarian from Nigeria, Sadiq Ibrahim, made this startling remark during an interactive session at the ECOWAS Parliamentary Sensitization Forum on Migration in West Africa. Ibrahim says the craze to remain in power by heads of state and government has contributed to the impoverished state of most countries in the West African sub-region.
Should open an office for registering the youth that may want to go out. First of all, register them if they want to, because most people run away from home. The younger ones run away from home. If you can make them feel that, look, fine, you can go if you want to, but please try to play safe. Try to come back if it is difficult for you, because it is hotter out there. Show them, sensitize them that it's not easy to cross the Sahara. Even if you cross the Sahara, it is not easy to cross the Mediterranean. But most importantly, when they go, if they transport people to Libya, in coming back they bring in arms. Today, West Africa is no longer safe. There's no road that you can follow. In the past, we come from Nigeria to Niger, we go to Burkina, up to Mali. Our business people go there without being molested, without being killed, without being robbed, without being raped. But today you cannot do that. In Nigeria, you cannot even go to a farm that is 1 kilometer away from your village. They can kill you. Agriculture is suffering, trade is suffering, industrialization is suffering, simply because we cannot keep the borders safe.
Other parliamentarians at the event highlighted the need for documentation as a solution to the menace of migration. They also called for stiffer penalty for traffickers.
The ECOWAS Parliament decided to do a visitation in Niamey, Niger, to be able to discuss the issue of migration in West Africa. The migration factor in West Africa is a challenge to us as a government and people. We are losing our young people to Europe and America. It's hard time that decisions and actions are taken to ensure our young people return. And Niamey, Niger is an area in which many young Africans use as a venue to pass to go to Italy and to go through Libya and Italy, hoping they will find greener pasture. So African leaders and those of us in Parliament feel challenged that we have the responsibility to ensure that we take actions to reduce the migration issue. And to do this is to ensure that we take political decisions that will create an enabling environment for young people to remain in Africa. We as political leaders need to take actions and decisions to ensure our people remain home. It is a risk, it is a lost venture to see young Africans venture in the desert, thinking that there is opportunity for them in Europe. What you can get in Africa, you can get in Europe.
We have to come together to make sure that we eradicate, we pass laws, if really we are serious to make sure that we stop this illegal migration. And also, to end is to fortify our borders. Because if we don't fortify, they will keep coming, they will keep doing all sorts of things. These madams, we should try to trace them. As women, they are our colleagues. They are women. They should stop that, because we are vulnerable. We call ourselves vulnerable, and we are seeking, like ECOFEPA is there, we will work together to make sure if any woman is found sabotaging the plan that we are going to bring up, we'll punish that individual. Because we should start to take the first ball rolling as women. They say they are madams. Why do you want to take your children out there to go and be punished? If you see some of the clips that we see in the WhatsApp, in the forum, it's heart-rending, it's heart-bleeding. You see the people beating up women, sending hot water in their whatever. So we need to address that as women.
Unemployment remains a major challenge for Nigeria's teeming population. With a drought in white-collar jobs, youths in the country have devised new ways to stay engaged and achieve financial freedom. In this next report, TV360's Fidelia Aguncha finds out how young Nigerians are maximizing the potentials of social media networks.
For some Nigerians, surfing the internet and interacting on social media is much more than sharing photos and watching videos. In fact, it's a full-time job for Ando Damisa, also known as Lazy Writer. With a knack for curating and creating content for young and vibrant audience, Damisa has found a way to make every word count. Here is how it all began.
The dream started for me sometime in 2012. I wanted a blog where I could put I write, I love poetry, and I wanted to have a blog where I could put up my poetry to share with other people, basically. So that was how I came up with lazywriter.com. I was a little bit influential on social media. I had about, I think, 50,000 followers then, and people considered me funny. So I got a lot of followers. And my blog was doing quite well. I got about 1.2 million visits in the first month. And then an agency somewhere in Ikeja here in Lagos reached out to me, and they were like, oh, how much do you charge for a week to put up something on your page? And I'm like, okay, are you going to pay me to do something I love doing? And they said, yes, how much do you charge? And they offered something, and for me it was acceptable. In fact, anything was acceptable for me then, because this was something I was doing for fun and someone was going to pay me to do it.
But make no mistake, it takes more than having a phone and internet connection to be a digital marketer and content creator.
I was able to do a lot of online and offline courses in social media, digital media, content creation. I mean, there's a whole lot of free courses you can do on YouTube, on Google. And all you have to do is search how to do this, how to do that. It's a digital age, so everything is out there. So for me, everything I've been able to learn, 90% of them I learned online.
Just like Damisa, more Nigerians are maximizing the potentials of the internet. Award-winning social media expert Tomiwa Talabi, for example, went from earning 1,000 naira monthly to working with world-class brands like Google. He says more opportunities still abound for digital marketers.
These days, a lot of people just work from the comfort of their homes, like they're on their bed, they're posting for brands and they're making money off it. That was not like that couple of years ago. You understand? There are even kids right now that review toys on YouTube, and they are worth millions of dollars, you understand? So I think it's still a work in progress. Some trends will still come into place, and I feel it's actually a great platform for business owners as well. I mean, a lot of people use social media to like drive traffic to their business and stuff. So I think it's still a work in progress. A lot of things will still come up in that particular space.
To Nigeria's 115 million active internet users who are considering a career in social media marketing, here's what the experts have to say.
So what I usually advise people who are up and coming and say, oh, okay, I want to be an influencer, I want to be a content creator, what I tell them is focus on a niche. So when you find a niche, give it all you have. If you are a food lover, let everyone know you are all about food.
You need to like pick a particular struggle. Don't be everywhere. So for example, you can narrow it down to maybe makeup or fashion or lifestyle or food. So you can just pick a particular niche. So if you choose food, for example, as time goes on, you get like food brands reach out to you. Maybe not food brands, but brands related to food. Like the likes of Maggie can call you and say, oh, I like what you do with food on your page. How about I pay you to put out this particular content on your page?
Damisa studied banking and finance, but he has built a career in social media marketing. He is currently the Chief Operating Officer of Devon Troy Copper, a digital communications agency based in Lagos. For many Nigerians who are grappling with unemployment, Damisa's story is an inspiration to convert time spent on social media into cash. Fidelia Aguncha, TV360, Lagos.
Let's take a break here and we'll be right back.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, Do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
You're welcome back. It's now time for business with Fidelia Agunta. Hello, Fidelia.
Hi, Aneta.
Please bring us up to date with the latest in business today.
The central bank has directed Nigerians to deposit mutilated Naira notes in any bank branch on or before September 2nd, 2019. The Apex Bank said this was part of its effort to improve the overall quality of the Naira notes in circulation. As part of its effort to improve the overall quality of the Naira notes in circulation, the central bank has introduced the Clean Note Policy and Banknote Fitness Guidelines. Mutilated notes include any Naira note that has been partially or permanently damaged, but which clearly still has more than half of its original size together. Airtel Nigeria has overtaken Globacom to become Nigeria's second largest telecommunications service provider. According to the July subscriber data released by the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), Airtel gained a total of 906,400 customers in July to clinch the position. With this, Airtel currently has 123,327 subscribers more than Globacom. In the month under review, MTN gained 1,379 new subscribers, with another 118,442 subscribers from Visiphone, a CDMA network it acquired. Globacom gained 118,087 new subscribers to reach a total of 46.7 million GSM users, while 9Mobile was the only operator that lost subscribers. It lost 225,283 subscribers, dropping to 15.7 million subscribers. And oil prices fell on Friday, with U.S. crude down nearly 4% ahead of a hurricane near the coast of Florida, but prices were still headed for the biggest weekly increase since early July, boosted by an easing of U.S.-China trade rhetoric. Brent crude futures fell 79 cents to $60.29 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures fell 3.7% to $54.62 a barrel. Meanwhile, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries oil output rose 80,000 barrels per day in August, the first monthly increase this year. OPEC, Russia, and other non-members, an alliance known as OPEC Plus, agreed in December to reduce supply by 1.2 million barrels per day in 2019. Well, up next, the review of activities on the stock market after this break. Well, after dropping by 0.66% on Thursday, Nigeria's equities market is closing the week positive with a 0.37% rise in key indices. Sectorially, the industrial goods sector fared best today, but surging by 1.01%. Fed best today, surging by 1.01%, but Gainer's chart is led by Stanbic IBTC, which managed to stay above water despite a 1% drop in the banking index. Well, recovering from yesterday's 2 Naira 10 kobo drop is MTN Nigeria, which is today rising by 2 Naira 15 kobo to claim the third spot on the Gainer's chart. Well, on the flip side, which is the losers chart, Zenith Bank took the biggest hit from the drop seen in the banking sector, and it was also a rough day for the Dangote conglomerate, with the cement and sugar subsidiary dropping by a combined 0.11 kobo. Well, let's now move to the summary chart. There is a slight improvement in market activities compared to what was posted on Thursday. 8 million extra shares were traded today on the market, with the overall value rising by 2 billion. Well, let's now move to outside Nigeria, which is the foreign scene. Easing U.S. trade tensions seems to have lent a boost to investors' confidence, with all three markets today right here posting gains, as we can see. Well, that is from the world of business. It's back to Annetta Phillips.
Thanks for that update, Fidelia. In the DRC, no fewer than 2,000 people have died from the Ebola epidemic. This is according to the latest data released by the government. DR Congo health officials say there have been 2,006 deaths, 1,901 confirmed, and 105 probable since August 2018. The toll is a setback for the troubled country, coming a day before UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres visits for a first-hand assessment of the fight back. It's the second worst Ebola outbreak in history, after more than 11,000 people were killed in Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia between 2014 and 2016. Containment efforts have been hindered by conflict in eastern DRC, as well as attacks on Ebola fighters within affected communities. Nigeria's female under-20 team, Falconets, have emerged champions of the Women's Football Tournament at the All-Africa Games in Morocco. The Nigerian team secured gold after a 3-2 penalty shootout triumph over Cameroon. The victory was the first gold for the Falconets at the African Games in 12 years, having not qualified for the 10th edition in Mozambique in 2011 and finishing outside the medals range in Brazzaville 4 years ago. With this, Nigeria moved up to second position on the medals table. And that's all from here on News Now on TV360 Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.